Hello everybody, I'm Nurgleprobe. Welcome to my top 100 game list of all time. Today we're going through game 48 through 45. It's December 14th. Let's just get right into it. My number 48 is the Walking Dead series. Yes, I'm cheating the list again by saying a complete series, but I feel like the games are not that different, and they are taking place in the same storyline, and it doesn't really feel like another game. It feels just like another step in that game. So that's why I'm saying the series. The Walking Dead is based on the comic with the same name. We see a few characters from that, but not really. There's mostly new characters in the video game. And it takes place in a world where zombies have taken over everything, basically. Everyone that dies becomes a zombie. If you get bitten, you get sick and you become a zombie. And it's about the survivors of this world, basically. How they survive and what they do and yada yada. Great story, great stories, and I think this is one of the few games that became known as a game where people ended up crying in the end. I'm not going to spoil why, but it happened. Like PewDiePie cried, and that became quite a big clip for him, I believe, in the end there. And yeah, it's just a great story, a great game. The only thing that is problematic is probably with the first season, where you can go and click on things that you don't really, like, investigate things that you don't really need to investigate. So there's like cans on the ground, and you can go and click on them, and your character just says, and you can do that over and over again. It was kind of frustrating when you think, oh, maybe this is something. And you're just like, what? Why would I even be able to click on something when my character is just gonna look at it and say, So, Walking Dead, my number 48. My 47 is a game that is released by the Resident Evil creators, or that was released by the Resident Evil creators back in the day, but instead of zombies, we were fighting dinosaurs, and that is Dino Crisis 1. There's also Dino Crisis 2 and 3, but the first one is probably the best one in the series. You take the role of, I don't remember the name of you're playing a woman, don't remember the name of her, and you're part of this special unit going to this island where the dinosaurs has broken loose. Or, well, I don't think you know that as you go there. I'm just pretty sure that you're going there to save some scientists, do whatever you can to stop the incident. And yeah, you walk around this lab, park, office kind of area and try and get your way through there, and I think you get stuck, like you always do. You land and then something happens and you're like, oh no, we need to leave somehow, and all the puzzle games start, because obviously it's a lab and scientists have a weird way of locking their doors and doing different things. So yeah, that's basically what you do. And it feels very much like Resident Evil. It's the same kind of controls, some kind of like angles from the camera and everything like that, but it's dinosaurs, so you feel a bit more terrified in this one, I would say. At least when you begin, it's like, oh, it's a dinosaur chasing me? That's a bit different. And the dinosaurs in this game, like I mentioned Resident Evil 3, there's a boss there that can walk through doors and follow you. In this game, the dinosaurs could actually follow you through rooms, some of them. So if you left the room, they would still follow you until you took care of them. Not through all doors, but through some areas, I believe. So yeah, my number 47 is Dino Crisis. My number 46 is an old PlayStation 1 game, much like Dino Crisis was. But this is called Warhammer Shadow of the Horned Rats. This is one of the, one of the first campaign RTS, build your army kind of game. In the Warhammer universe, Warhammer Fantasy universe, and you take the role of mercenary Well, you have a unit called the Grudgebringers, anyway, and you are a mercenary unit. So you take missions. You can choose a few different missions, like every day, or well, every time you can pick a mission. You can go on different missions, between them, the thing that's different and fun about this game is when you go on a mission, and if you lose units from you have several different units with between 10 and 40 soldiers in them, And when soldiers die, you actually have to reinforce them until you go until your next mission, otherwise they will hardly have any soldiers. And a few units, the Grudgebringer units, you have to bring them with you on each mission, because they are your main force. And then you can actually meet up with other mercenaries and other people along the way, and people that will help you on your missions, that you can hire sometimes just for a few missions, or hire and they will follow along with you. I believe that the first one you hire is actually a fire mage, that I don't remember the name of course, but that is just bananas. And if you take them on missions and if they kill more units, they actually level up and learn new things, so it's really interesting that way. And if you don't take them on missions, they won't. So, and this game is really, really hard. The first times you play it, you will lose the first mission a few times, mostly because you're not really sure about positioning, how you should move around and everything, and it was confusing. I don't think you will lose the first mission, but second and third, we're moving into an area where stuff gets really complicated. But when you've learned the mechanics, when you learned where to move and what to do on different missions, you work your way through it. There's even a part of the game where you are moving through not Helm's Deep, that is something completely different, but through a mountain pass to get to the dwarves, I believe, or to help the dwarves. And in this part, the missions are so hard, and you can't reinforce along the way, and there's quite a few encounters with goblins. So I ended up just putting all my soldiers in the beginning of a fight. You have a setup time where you can put out your units. And I put them closest to my edge, and then as soon as the enemies attacked, I just hit the retreat button and they would run off the map immediately. And that way the battle ended, but you don't lose the campaign even though you lose the battle. Well, some you do. But those battles were these are more like fights that will just weaken your force until you get there. So that way you can just retreat, you lose the battle, you don't get a lot of XP or money, but you still move on, and that's how I did that. A bit cheaty, I guess. Well, that's my number 46, Warhammer Shadow of the Horned Rat. I even have the copy of the game right here, actually. My number 45 is Zombies Ate Your Neighbors. That is what would be on the box if you live in the States, but if you're in Europe like me, instead the title would say Zombies! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, or exclamation mark, or exclamation point. And, well, apparently we couldn't handle the Zombies Ate Our Neighbors here in Europe, but oh well. It is what it is. I don't think the game itself was ever censored in any way. Maybe now when I think about it, it was something that I don't remember what it was. It has something to do with your clones in the game that you can face. Anyway, Zombies Ate Your Neighbors is a 1 to 2 player game. You are playing children. There are rad 90s children with 3D glasses and water pistols as guns. Yes, so all the guns in the game are basically everyday items or water pistols, and there is a bazooka. That's an actual bazooka, and I think that is like the only gun that's a gun. Other than that, you have a lawnmower or a hedge trimmer, I guess. You can throw plates, forks, and knives. You have soda cans as grenades or like dynamite. And you have a lot of different things that I can't remember now. You have some holy items that apparently works against different enemies. So you move through levels, and through these levels you need to find different civilians, like a man standing there doing barbecue for some reason while there's a zombie apocalypse thing going on. And teachers and cheerleaders and tourists and other things. A guy being in the pool on one of those round things that I don't know the name for right now. But you have to save them all. And once you've picked up all the people in one level, a door appears and you can move on to the next level. Throughout the levels, they're not only zombies, even though that's hardly even the main enemy throughout the game. There are giant ants, there are crazy babies with axes, there are, Friday the 13th, the guy with, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a hockey mask, so it's like a mix of Freddy and that, and he walks around with a huge chainsaw and chases you. He's the worst one, by the way. There's a giant baby that you have to defeat. It's like a boss, and what else is there? There's aliens. There's zombie football players that try and knock you down. There are clones of yourself, and this is really confusing when you're playing a two-player game. Basically, there are like plants that breeds versions of you that when you walk to the left, they walk to the left. And sometimes they walk towards you to try and damage you, but mostly they try and like mimic your movement. And when you're two players, you're like, I don't know who you are. So it's really confusing when you just see a lot of versions of yourself. So you have to basically shoot everything with that water pistol to make sure that you move on. All the guns also have ammo, which is an interesting aspect of this game. So you have to pick up ammo throughout the levels, and that is quite important because you will run out of the good ammo if you start wasting that. So yeah, my number 45, Zombies Ate Your Neighbors, or for us Europeans, Zombies. Alright everybody, that was the games for December 14th, 48 through 45. I hope you enjoyed. These games are actually, man, I can't believe you're already at these games. That's what I'm saying, that 48 through 45. That means that it must be, well, I know what's over these games, of course, but the games from now on are just games that I love so much, and basically everything over 50 in this case, it's just games that if I just had these 50 games, I would be okay. I would be fine with that, as long as I can keep my board games. But yeah. So thank you for watching everybody. Remember to check the links that will appear above my face once I've added them to the video, and down below there's a link to the playlist so you can find all the videos with me talking about 4 games every time up till Christmas or the 25th. And I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you again tomorrow on December 15th. Take care everybody, and I'll see you soon.